Odyssey Gully Balmore, also known as Mama G, is an inspiration to so many people, and some may even consider her a Rockford legend. She was born on September 6th in 1956 in Rockford, Illinois. As a young lady, she was always popular and always had street credibility. As a teenager, she survived the struggles in her life pertaining to her hustle, gang-related activity, alcohol consumption, and drug abuse. She wanted to change her life, and with the help of her older sister, she was able to turn her life over to God, and she fully committed her life to Jesus Christ in 1979, and she developed into a kept woman out of the dangerous streets of Rockford. Today, Odyssey is a spiritual inspiration to all and has had such a phenomenal impact and positive influence on so many young lives, and she is willing to speak life over their being and their realness and authenticity. It doesn't matter who you are, Mama G is a prayer warrior for you. It doesn't matter if you are living in a dark place, individuals who are incarcerated or in the jail system. She has such a loving spirit and energy, and it reflects nothing but good, positive vibes in everyone else, and she has helped so many people along the way.
It's gonna take more than some shoes to get me home. I don't wanna go now. I'm gonna stay right here and rebuild this home. Oh yeah, yeah. Yes, I am, woman, yeah. Until we split up or something. Yeah. I am your woman, I am your woman, I am your woman, I am your woman.
Welcome to Women Cheat Codes. It's your host, Mimi.
And it's your host, Lisa Ray. And today we have a legend in the building, okay? We got Miss Mama G in the house. Yes. Okay, so Mama G, you are a legend in my eyes and so many other eyes. You are a writer, entertainer, a gangster, and much more. Can you give a quick summary about you, about yourself?
Oh, wow. I don't even know where to begin, but except to say that I'm a Rockford native. I was born here, and I love my city. What can I say? You know, It's not the city that's messed up. It's the people that's in it. So, you know, if we all could come together and work together, it would be a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's one thing that's wrong with the people that live here, the mindset of the people?
The mindset of the people, you got too many people, as we say, copycats, or either they trying to keep up with the Joneses, meaning that they trying to do what everybody else doing.
Right.
You know, you got your platform, you do what you do. Next thing you know, you got 2 or 3 other people doing it. It's too much competition, and it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, we should
many
join
followers.
We should join together.
Mm-hmm.
As they say, the strength is in numbers. Mm-hmm. So therefore, if you're working together and not against each other, you know it's going to all work out better.
Yeah, for
definitely.
sure. Well, before we get started into the deep stuff, I'm so excited to have Mama G on the show.
I'm excited to be with y'all today.
Y'all
got my old ass out the house.
What's your song? Old ass bitch.
Which one? Whoop that bitch.
Old ass bitch. So before we get started, Mama G, I appreciate you so much because not only did you come ready to support, and you've been supporting us since day one.
Yeah.
Mama G brought us gifts. Like, this is the first guest that brought us something to the show. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up.
Yeah, y'all go ahead. With the bubbly. I don't drink and I don't smoke or none of that.
Yeah, but this
we got some bubbly.
That's what y'all going and blush it on out.
Got some California champagne.
Yeah,
we can open that right now.
Yeah,
and not only with the champagne, she got us our own personal cups because
crystal. I brought them some crystal. I don't mess with no fake stuff now. They got the real.
Yes.
Man, Mama G, you a real one. And the fact that you listened to my first show and heard me say, nobody brought me cups, and then you brought me cups.
Yeah,
like,
that's dope.
That's love right
I had to do it for you, Lisa.
That's love right here. And I'm finna.
Yeah, I need
Okay,
that.
go ahead.
I need that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll clear my throat.
I'm about to open up the champagne while we.
Just don't aim it at her head. I just wanted
Please
to.
don't.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just trying to...
Jay, can you step over here for a minute?
Yeah, I'm gonna come over there.
We got Mr. Naughty G in the
Naughty
house.
G in the
Naughty
building.
G
Hey,
in the
hey, hey.
So this is something that I want to present to men's cheat code and women's cheat code.
Okay.
I didn't realize there was a co-host, Mimi, but
It's okay.
Mimi, I'm gonna be thinking about you if you guys have me back. I will have something
Thank
for you,
you.
okay?
We will.
But either way, you can open this. It's just the thought that counts. It ain't what you pay or whatever. It's the thought that
Yes,
counts.
it's
And I
always
was
the
thinking
thought.
of y'all.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Let's see.
Oh,
We got
that's
a
nice. A plaque.
This is glass.
Yes.
Nah, that shit
it's
dope.
crystal.
This is dope. It say
It
I can't.
looks
Sorry, I
3D.
can't.
It
Yeah, it
looks
look
3D.
3D. Hold
Look
on.
off on the side.
I'm like trying to look like.
No, it's men cheat codes, women cheat codes, King Rob, Naughty G, and Lisa Ray. 2020.
Hey, man, it's
That's
official now.
So
That is
for
so
the
nice.
future,
Let me
for
show
the
the
future,
camera.
when you guys keep going, you remember it was 2020.
And it's
Yeah,
gonna stay right
I know
here.
you got started in 2023,
Yeah.
but I didn't
Yeah.
know about
No,
you.
it's
Women
okay,
cheat
it's
codes
okay.
didn't come until 2024, so
It's-
Yeah.
Yeah, this for the ladies. Fellas, we need to step
And
up.
also for men's cheat code.
Oh, okay.
give them his flowers.
Okay.
I am so proud of you guys.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
you can look in my eyes.
Thank you.
I can almost cry
Mm.
for what you young people are doing.
Thank you.
You know, I'm almost 70 years old. I know y'all much younger, but
Right.
to just think of something to do to make a difference.
Yeah.
Not just in Rockford, but this is something that you guys are doing that's affecting everybody all
Yeah.
over the world that tune in.
Yeah.
And I've been, checking out your views and everything. So, either way, I want to give you guys a certificate of making a difference.
Oh, that is
Hey,
so
women cheat codes, men
nice.
cheat
Oh,
codes.
that
definitely
is
putting that
so
up there.
nice.
Man, this finna go right on our wall.
So,
Yes,
we need a picture
that's
frame and
legendary.
everything.
Oh,
now I'm
hold
doing
on.
This is
like
love.
a mock,
Yeah.
I'm doing like a
Yeah, this
mock
going.
award ceremony with you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate
If
it.
nobody ever awards you ladies for what the hell y'all doing, I am.
Thank
Here's
you.
your trophy.
We got
Y'all earned that, okay?
dope.
It's
Mama G
Oh,
showing
that
out.
is
You a real
dope.
one.
Mama G showing out.
Like, I never had my own awards.
Mama G showing out. That's
If
crazy.
not nobody else, because I done got many trophies in my life.
Yes,
and awards and
this
all
is
that.
so
And it makes
This
dope.
means
difference.
so
Let me get you a
much.
hug.
Thank
This
you
is
so
so
Let me
much.
give you a hug.
All right,
Oh,
all
thank
right,
you.
Jay, all right.
Thank
And
you.
I got everything with a star, because y'all all stars in my eyes.
Thank
okay?
you so much.
Y'all ain't the 6 point like me, but y'all.
You know what? We got a one.
Y'all got
one or 2 stars, okay?
Y'all got
We
the
trying.
Oh,
stars.
that was so dope.
But I appreciate y'all so much for having me on the show.
And that's why I look up to you so much, because you've accomplished so much in your life, and you've done so much for the community and all that stuff. So, kind of want to take it back to where it all started from. So, you born and raised in Rockford. What school did you go to?
My first school was William Dennis. See, I don't live on every side of town in
Okay.
Rockford. And I lived in every project except for Concord. So
Except
I
for
had family
Concord.
in Concord.
Okay.
But I even lived in Champion Park. So I went to William Dennis in the early 60s. Then from William Dennis, I went to Montague School, which later became Martin Luther King.
Okay.
Then from there, I went to, Washington, because I was on the south side then. From the west end to the south side, to the north side, to the east side. Then when I moved in Fairgrounds, I lived in Fairgrounds when they first built them. And it's a hurting thing to see that they finna demolish them.
Oh, yeah.
But it's all empty now.
They moved them.
I was one of the first families that moved in Fairgrounds when it was built.
So back then, when Fairgrounds was first built, this was like a nice project. This was a nice
really,
facility.
really nice.
Yeah, because I know people who come from Chicago and they go to Fairgrounds like, this is nice. And then Rockford people like, you still in the projects. Like, but it was a nice facility when it was first built, for sure.
It was really nice. And I kind of had some ups on it because they used to call my mother the chief of the projects in Fairgrounds, because she basically, you know, back in the day when you could say it take a village to raise the children, and my mother could say something to everybody's kids in the project and she could whoop their ass and everything, you know, so everybody called Miss Barmore the chief of the projects because she was running it.
Yeah.
Even the managers of Rockford Housing would just let her do what she had to do. So that's how I first started doing my entertainment, because I could get the keys to the center and I could give parties every weekend.
Okay, so you
turn
put the keys
up.
to the street.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Keys to the streets.
Yeah, I
All
was
right.
already, you know, kind of in the streets anyway, because, you know, some of my older brothers, you know, I was influenced by them being pimps and drug dealers and gangsters, and I grew up around all of that, you know.
Yeah.
And then my dad being a preacher, but you know what they say about PK kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They the worst
They the
kids
worst
in the
kids.
world,
Yeah.
right?
Definitely.
But you know, I used to go to church every Sunday, sometimes 2 or 3 times of services on Sunday. I sung in the choir ever since I was like 6 years old. And then later on, since my family, I had one brother that he was always a musician, and we always had music in our house.
Yeah. So what leadership qualities do you take from your mama? Cause that,
Definitely wasn't her sewing. See, my mama was a well-known seamstress in Rockford.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
She sold for making clothes for a lot of people in Rockford, for churches, for dry cleaners. You know how they have people doing alterations
Yeah.
and all of that. But she could make drapes for your house. She just made whatever you needed made. But what I liked, I was always an original, because me and my sister, the one I was telling you about I went to jail with,
Yeah.
well, see, like me
Yeah.
and her, we could design and draw our own clothes, and my mother would make them for us. So
Okay, y'all was
we
exclusive.
always,
Y'all came
yeah,
to school with
we
the
was,
new
we was
clothes.
always wearing our own original
Yeah.
styles and everything. And you know how some hating ass people be, she wearing her sister's dress or this
Yeah.
and that. So what my mother started doing, she started making me and my sister's clothes just alike. We was dressed like twins most of the time.
Yeah.
So that people could quit saying we was wearing each other's clothes and stuff.
How old is your sister?
sorry.
My bad.
My sister Mary,
Like, was y'all the same age? Pretty much?
I'm 67 and I think she's 70.
How many siblings do you have?
There's only 7 of us out of 16 kids now.
Oh.
My mother birthed 16
kids.
kids.
They
How
don't
many
do it like
sisters
that
and how
no
many
more.
brothers?
Ooh, right now my youngest brother just passed January 13th of this year.
Sorry to hear
sorry.
that.
He passed in his sleep, you know, thank God for that, because he had very serious mental illness, and I'm just glad that God took him peacefully,
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
because
sure.
it could have been something else. So.
Yeah. So how was it like growing up with 16 siblings, and how has
It would
that
be
shaped
like
you?
10 of us in the house at one time.
Yeah.
So in Fairgrounds, we had like a 4-bedroom. You know, your Fairgrounds got the basement. So you
Yeah.
had a lot of room, even though a lot of times you had to double up.
Yeah.
Then not to mention the grandkids, because when my dad passed in 86, but when my mom passed in 91, I was just moving back from Detroit. But see, my kids were born in Detroit, and I had lived in Detroit. This was before I married my husband twice.
Oh,
Because
you
I
did
married
say
him
that,
twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he called me this morning.
Oh, the same man
Oh,
twice?
Wait, you still married? You still married to him?
No,
Okay.
honey.
So you married him twice?
I married him twice, but I ain't gonna marry him the
That's
third time. No.
Right.
Man, third
As they
time
say,
might be the charm.
That's what they say, but I don't think so.
Man.
No.
So after you got out of school, you know, you was raised with 16 brothers and sisters. That had to shape your personality in a lot of ways.
It was kind of jacked up, a lot of it, but then there's so many other things that was good about it, coming from a big family. I liked it that.
Yeah.
What did it teach you the most? Or what
It
did
teaches you about being able to share and do things together and all of that. You know,
Yeah.
you had your brothers and sisters,
Yeah.
and you know, if you needed somebody to help you. But I was the one that was born sick all my life. I was born. A lot of people don't know that about me, but the ones that was there for me, they know. I was born handicapped and crippled.
Really?
But you would never know, because I've just always been this fighter all my life to want to get out and ride bikes like my friends.
Right.
You know, I see them riding bikes on the playgrounds, but I'm sitting up on the porch because I don't know how to walk at 10.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah,
I
but
didn't know
then
that. That's-
I jumped off the porch.
Okay.
I
Like a
jumped
bird
off the
going
porch.
out the
Yeah,
nest.
I
You
got
better
with
fly
everybody
apart.
else.
Said, I'm
yeah,
getting out there with y'all.
I got with everybody else. I said, I want to do what they do.
Yeah, and you did.
And
Yeah.
started doing everything they did and more.
How
Yeah.
did you overcome that? It was just about practice or willpower?
Just wanting, I don't know, just wanting to do normal things that other kids were able to do, because when I was in elementary school, I would even have to have my lessons sent home after I would have surgeries and stuff from being crippled.
How did your mom feel about you wanting to get out and interact with everyone?
My
Even
mom,
though you
she
wasn't.
basically would let me do basically whatever I wanted. My dad, he had me spoiled too, even though they separated when I was younger.
Oh,
And then I loved my stepmother too. She was always really good to me.
nice.
That's
So when
nice.
you got out of, I'll say elementary, middle school, I saw your modeling pictures and you were 17.
Yeah.
You was a
Yeah, you were
bad
beautiful.
bee.
I was a bad mama jammer.
Yeah,
as they say.
definitely
But
But you
was.
know, but you know, in school, I will say in high school at Auburn, once I left, well, I got kicked out of Jefferson. I got kicked out of West. But by the time, from always fighting, but once I got to Auburn, I was back around everybody that I was born and raised up with on the West End.
Did they have alternative schools back then? No.
They didn't have
You
any
just
of
all
that.
got thrown in the same school.
But once I got back with my homies that I had grew up with as a little bitty girl before I moved on the south side, north side, east side, all
Right.
these different sides of town, it was just the love there.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were doing crazy stuff, or they was in high school pregnant, and I didn't have time for that, so I thought I didn't, you know.
Right.
So I was a cheerleader all through school, and
You
you
look
know,
like a cheerleader.
Yeah.
I was doing cheerleading, I was doing plays, and
Okay.
How
I
did
was going
modeling come about?
downstate. Modeling came about. Y'all know Kodak.
Black?
Kodak Warren, the photographer.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
I know
yeah,
him,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, well, Kodak's dad was working at Channel 13, I think Frank was. He was a cameraman for Channel 13. But then him and his wife, May, they would have a lot of us come over their house, and they would have all these outfits and all these negligee, sexy gowns and
Okay.
stuff
Yeah.
when we was in school to model and put on,
Yeah.
and he was taking pictures of it. He
Okay.
did that for all the girls in Rockford that wanted to do that. So that's how I kind of got started with Frank. And then after that, Joe Carter, Cornelius, I don't know, it was so many different photographers I worked with in Rockford. So they would just do portfolios for me. So if anybody want to get into modeling, don't just take a picture, just start setting up your portfolio.
Okay.
Because somebody may see your picture, I want that girl right there.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
rock
Like the
my
one in the
outfit.
black, get back to the picture I told you I had to tell you about. I ain't gonna make it long and drawn out. About me with that one with the white sunglasses. And I
Okay.
told you Playboy liked that one.
Yeah, yep.
Okay. What was up with that? After I had got saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. Once Jesus changed my name and took me off heroin and cocaine and all the drugs and things I was doing, I went to stay with my sister in Black Hawk. So her and the saints, they were always around me, praying for me, and you know, so that I could get
Get
the
better.
demons off me and everything, so that I could live a life for the Lord. And I
Yeah.
did. I ended up giving my life to God in 1979 at the age of 19. A Playboy representative seen that picture, sent their representative from East Illinois, East Chicago, Illinois, came to our apartment in Black Hawk and was saying, how would you like to travel the world? How would you like to model for Playboy?
Oh, wow. And what happened?
If they
after
had called me maybe 3 months before that, when I was still in the streets,
that? Yeah,
you know, gang banging and doing whatever I was doing, drugs or whatever,
yeah.
I probably would have, but I prayed about it and I said, dang, my dad a preacher, how would that look, you know?
Yeah.
And they were just saying basically, Odessa, we could just do your upper because we want your breast.
Oh.
So what they basically wanted was my face and my breast. So they could have did all them kind of shots of me. So I prayed about it, and my sister that I was living with, Christian, she was like, money ain't everything, and money ain't of the Lord. You know, that's wrong to do that, and da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
So I prayed about it, and I turned it down. They came like maybe 3 times, and after coming like 3 times, give me 3 chances.
Damn.
They said you could go to Italy, you could go to all these places we would be taking, and I turned it down.
Turned it down.
That's a beautiful thing that you can actually turn something down, because not every opportunity.
I'd
you
have been
to say
rich
yes to.
as
Yeah.
You would have been a rich old
Where y'all
ass
want me to bend over at? Where y'all? I could have, but I turned it all down.
Yeah.
But to me, God made me more richer than just doing that. And
Rich in
then,
spirit.
right,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to, disgrace my dad and,
Right. Right.
my family and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
So, at what age did you feel like you had to turn to gang violence and drugs before you turned your life over to Christ? And was it because you saw your brothers doing that stuff? You just wanted
Yeah,
to be
you
a part
just
of
kind
in
of
it,
a part
kinda.
of it, and
Yeah.
then in your environment, you're around all the other gang bangers and, the gangster chicks and everything, and that's how I was,
Right.
We used to go to, me and my gangster sisters, we used to go to Uncle Mickey's house. That's Carl Ford's daddy house.
Mm-hmm.
And, that was a house of prostitution and everything, how Carl grew up.
Mm-hmm.
He grew up around all the drugs. So it was just a part of his environment, too, to rub off him, even though he had good parents and a good family and
Right.
everything. But when
But
you
the
around it,
environment,
you
yeah.
be a part of it.
Yeah, product
What
of your
was the
environment.
sisterhood?
S.O.S?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
That's Sisters of the Struggle.
Sisters
Okay.
of the Struggle. What was that gang about?
Actually, it's not a gang. What the Sisters of the Struggle is, when from Gangster Disciple to Growth and Development, see, it's not Gangster Disciple Nation no more. It's Growth and Development because they on the new concept, meaning that the new concept is meaning that you're not on that 360 mentality. Yeah, I'm giving it to them, G's.
Yeah.
Because
Give it to 'em.
360 mentality mean that you gang banging. But see, we on the new vision of Larry Hoover with a 720 vision.
Right.
In his vision.
Yeah.
When you in Larry Hoover's vision now, you in something positive, economically, socially, and financially. You're trying to do things in the community for the betterment
To
of
cultivate
everybody.
the community,
That's right.
not tear it
That's
down.
right. That's just like I like what y'all doing for the culture. This is something for growth and development right here that y'all doing.
Yep.
That's why I had to mock, award y'all today for the stuff y'all doing, because y'all doing it.
Did
for
you come
real.
up with the Sisters of the Struggle? Is that
Okay, now the
something you
Sisters of the
created?
Struggle, you got B.O.S, which is the Brothers of the Struggle.
Okay.
The Sisters of the Struggle. Our struggle is our struggle in GD. But if you are in our struggle, then you either a sister or brother, so you a S.O.S or a B.O.S.
Got
We
it.
weren't a gang.
So what were
The
some of the
gangs
things y'all
are the
did?
disciples, yeah.
What were some of the things y'all did to build up the community, or to just to support
Keep
each other?
everybody.
Whoever is in the Sisters of the Struggle, how did y'all stick together?
Well, I
and then
tell you.
did y'all get reckless sometimes,
Oh,
or was it
hell
all
yeah.
about
Yeah.
growth
Oh,
and
hell
development?
yeah. See, and I was
story.
probably,
You gotta get
I was
reckless
probably
sometimes.
crazy because the thing about me, I became a gangster disciple in 1972. I know y'all wasn't even thought of it.
Maybe a thought.
Not
In
even.
1972, and I
Not
graduated. Mind you, through all of this, 1972, I had clicked up out in Valley Percy Projects with the GDs and was out there with the brothers and sisters of the struggle, and we getting the nation strong, back in the 70s.
Right.
Then I also was in the Black Panther Party
Okay.
with Monk T. Kent.
What was
He
that like
passed
for
away.
Yeah, how did that come
Now I'm
about?
gonna tell you, we helped save a lot of the other chapters in the city, because we would take bus loads and go to Chicago, and we would the Black Panther Party here, the local chapter here, we would go to Chicago for the rallies, the Black Panther rallies, to try to keep things going. Because what a lot of people don't realize is that the Black Panther Party started the breakfast programs for the kids. Did you know that the Black Panther Party started the WIC program?
The WIC
WIC
program?
The WIC program.
I did not know
See,
that. I get
y'all,
WIC right now.
that's why
Yeah,
I
I
gotta
didn't
start
know
me
that.
a podcast too,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I want to bring some, information out there. Because as you going from generation to generation to generation, we got to keep feeding
Yeah.
the newer generation so that they can know
Yeah.
and be fed
Know
with the
where it
proper.
started and
Yeah.
the intent of where
Yes.
what should you be
Because
doing.
the way the media is now. Okay, say like somebody have a bad fire here in Rockford, that it wipe out a whole part of the city. But what they do on the media, they ain't gonna talk about that, especially if it's in the black community. Yeah, I
Yeah.
said it. In the minority community anyway. They're not gonna talk about that. They're gonna focus on something else to distract us to get our attention off everything that we should be focusing on.
Yeah. And that's why we have platforms like this, and I can't wait
Exactly.
to tune into your
Yes.
podcast so that we can watch news that's relevant to our community.
I'm gonna
and
be
to what
going
actually is
through
going on.
a lot of my stuff, with my lung cancer. But I could sit at home like I was telling Jay. Like I'm gonna be doing my podcast at home, and I probably won't have a guest or something, depending on how my days be. But I'm gonna get on there and I'm gonna say what I have to say about mental illness and about politics and about all of this. Because I was in politics and everything in Rockford when I was younger.
I saw you met the governor.
I met so many people, and
Yeah.
I always campaigned for like
Jesse
a lot of the mayors. Actually, our mayor now, Tom McNamara, me and him worked together, and I didn't know he had quit. He told me he had quit shortly after I had quit, but I didn't know because I had retired from my job. See, I worked for the city of Rockford. I retired from Rockford Public Library after 13 years.
Okay.
Okay.
And I retired young, y'all. I ain't worked since 55. Pippin' ain't easy, but somebody got to do it, okay?
Somebody got to do it.
Somebody got to do it.
That's what I'm trying to retire that or younger.
Younger,
I'm not
yeah.
trying to be-
But like on a job, if you could do like an early retirement if you have like 8 years vested in before by the time you turn 55, you get on out the door. That's what I did. Give me my money and I'm out of here.
And that's a good generation because we don't get pensions or 401ks like that.
And
no
y'all
more.
ain't gonna get Social Security.
Nothing.
Yeah,
That's
See, I've been knowing about all of this stuff since the 70s, and now it's here.
Now we gotta
Never
fight.
would have known that it was gonna actually happen like that, but it is.
Yeah, now we have to fight. Either we stay poor or you get rich. There ain't no in between because you're not getting nothing. You retire.
True.
So, yeah.
It's
What
really
age
sad.
did you go to Detroit?
I used to go to Detroit every summer when I lived in Fairgrounds because I had family up there. My oldest brother lived in Detroit, and I had a lot of nieces, nephews, because my oldest brother, been married 8 times, and he has 26 kids. So
Big families.
Yes.
They don't do big families like that no more. I got 4
I can
kids.
show
I'm like,
you-
whoo, I got 4 kids.
I won't do
And
it
back
now,
then-
but I could show you an article from a picture where they put my mother in the paper because they put like her obituary right up in the paper because she's a well-known seamstress here in Rockford, like I told you about. She sold.
Yeah.
So what happened was, when she died, they did a newspaper article on Miss Barmore because everybody called her Ma too.
Yeah.
And it showed that she had all the kids she had, but when my mom passed, she had 70 grandchildren, 70 great-grandchildren, and 4 great-great-grandchildren in 1991. So I'm a great-great-aunt right now, but I'm a great-great-aunt of over 50-something great-great-nieces and nephews in Rockford.
In
Rockford.
Yes. And this is
Dang,
small
your
town.
family is huge.
Oh,
Are they?
yeah.
Are they mostly all Barmores?
They Barmores, they Gullies, they
Gullies.
Posley,
Okay.
they
Oh,
everything.
everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what's up. They don't.
A lot of them going their dad's last names if they ain't married, whatever.
Yeah.
But I got a lot. So our family reunions usually be cracking.
Yeah, they seem
Yeah.
cracking.
Yeah. We had the
Yeah.
whole, we didn't do it last year, but in 2022, we had the whole Levens Lake Park when nobody out there but my family.
y'all.
It was people riding through, but they didn't see nobody, but it was just my family, had all the shelters and everything.
So y'all all are pretty close.
Pretty close.
Who keeps the family together the most?
I would say me and my sister Nancy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
She's the matriarch now of our side of the family. And then my sister Mary will be matriarch, and then I'll be third.
Okay.
Third in line.
So I want to get into how you dealt in politics and how you became an activist for the community.
Okay, what happened was, like I said, I always kind of, from being with the Panther Party, I always had that love for community, to get involved with doing things. And I think I got with the Panther Party back in the 60s. I think I was probably like maybe 12 years old, and I was with all these grown people, you know.
How did
but
that come about?
What did you see that's just like, I want to make a change? Like, what did you see that was just like, this ain't right? Like, I want to do something to make a change.
how I got involved with them, they would have summer teenage programs for the youth to get together, sort of like what Janine Stevenson and what her son Lester Wright does in Rockford, how they get the group of kids together to keep them out of the streets, out of trouble and whatever. Right. So I was involved in programs like that when I was young. Okay. And so, but some of the people that I was with, they were either school teachers like you, or they just embraced us. Right. I think that's the right word to use. They embraced us with their love and their concern. Mm-hmm. So they noticed that I always was drawing. Like, I could draw a lot of this stuff, you know. I would, and they would have me drawing pictures, like figure drawing pictures of them and pictures to put in their houses and that. Okay. You know, our supervisors and people that were taking care of us. Yeah. So from that, I got kind of close to them, from drawing pictures to doing art to, I just kind of hung with them. You know, every summer I couldn't wait to get in the summer program because I knew that they was going to have my back and keep me out of trouble. So
what's one of the greatest achievements or obstacles y'all had to face being in the Black Panther?
You know, a lot of that was back in Jim Crow days. I'm just saying. Yeah. At one point, you could sleep with, growing up in Jim Crow in the 60s in Rockford, we could sleep with our doors wide open, our windows open, all of that at night. And when nobody messed with nobody.
So what changed?
People. People changed, and I don't know for what reason, how they changed, but I think a lot of it is still, like for today, they envy you. They want what you got. Like I say, they're trying to keep up with the Joneses. They see somebody else got a little more than them, then they want it, you know, and they'll try to take it from you.
Right. Yeah.
I had one little nigga one day came up to me and he said, oh, I'm sorry, y'all, but anyway.
You should.
He said, he came to me, he said, oh, Mama G, let me see your chain. I said, you'll never get to snatch my motherfucking chain. You better get your little ass away from here. Shit, you know?
This was recently?
This was some years ago,
but still.
I had first got my chain made. You know, my friend, my sister Norma made it, and then he gonna say, Mama G, let me see your chain. Like, I'm gonna take off, I'm gonna take off my chain, really, and let you see it for you to run off?
Right.
All of Rockford would have been looking for his little ass.
Do you see a difference in, like, your grandkids and your great nieces and stuff, like the difference in the generations, or how y'all act and grew up compared to these kids nowadays?
There is a difference. The kids now, a lot of them, I won't say it about my grandkids.
Right.
But there's so many kids, even some of the kids in my family that are so disrespectful. Yeah. But they know not to play with me. They know not to play with me. Yeah. If any of them watch this, they gonna know, ain't you gonna play? They know. But, you know, it's all about love and respect. And as you get older, you should, you know, really, really practice that more than trying to, you know, do a whole bunch of stuff that's unnecessary.
Yeah.
For sure.
And it starts at home. The kids don't have no respect no more.
You said it right there. It starts at home.
From home. They be just abusing their parents and talking to them
school teacher,
crazy.
so I know. And schools can't do nothing either. Schools can't do nothing.
You can't, because then the kid too. See, I say this to say, once the system of things took it where you couldn't whoop your kids no more or discipline.
I was just gonna ask that they used to whoop kids when you was in
school.
We should get our ass beat down. We had to paddle.
Like discipline.
They had to paddle in school, the big wood thing with the holes. When I went to school, if you did something wrong in school, you went to the office and they paddled your ass. They sure did.
And that's where the discipline changed.
Each time you had to go in the office for doing something crazy, you got more paddles and harder.
Damn.
From the
And they-
school system.
from the principal.
Man.
They
from
need
the
to bring
principal.
that back.
I don't know.
These kids to be fighting the
From the
school
principal.
system.
Man,
They
I've
so
had a mama
tough.
come in and whoop her kid, in the bathroom, but
Yeah.
that
Because
was
that's
it.
probably how she was raised. But then the way it is now, she could get arrested for doing that.
Yeah.
You can get arrested
Yeah.
for
And the
whooping your
kids
own
know that.
kids.
Yeah. You'll get them taken away from you too, and into foster care and all of that.
Yeah.
They may be separated from you. You don't know when you'll get your kids back nowadays.
Yeah, that's where the structure
And you don't know
changed
what
right
you don't know
there.
what they're going through.
Yeah.
Right.
I know from having, different things happen to some of my nephews and nieces, and some of them, going through DCFS and the whole nine. It ain't a pretty thing. And who want their family to go? That's why I just thank God every day for me breathing and to be a very present person in my grandkids' life.
Yeah.
I've been there ever since they've been in the world, know.
I can
That's
tell you love your
important.
grandkids. And
I
you're
love
active
my
in their
grandkids
lives.
to death.
Yeah.
I
So-
sure do.
So, going into the topic of your nieces and nephews, it just reminded me of your nephew that got killed in the church.
Oh, yeah, Mark.
Can you speak on that and how that became into a Tubi movie that you were a part
Oh,
of?
okay.
Yeah.
So, God rest his soul, Skip. Okay, what happened with Mark was that my brother adopted him once he married Mark's foster mother.
Okay.
So then Mark now wanted him and his brother. My brother adopted Mark and his brother Devin. So they wanted, my brother's last name. So that's how he became Mark Barmore.
Okay.
They had been from foster home to foster home. His mother, Kelly, I think they say, I don't know how many kids she had, but she gave all her kids away to the system. So once my brother got with their foster mother, the lady that had him longer than anybody, they got married, and that's how he became my nephew at the age of like 9 years old.
Okay.
When he got killed in the church, I think Mark had just got out of prison not too long after that from doing some stuff with his mom, and he was in his 20s. And what people didn't know, because we just let all the racist people in Rockford say they little shit or whatever. Why the nigga run in the church?
Yeah.
Why did the church let him in there? Blah, 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 blah.
You get
Okay,
all those
first of
comments.
all, a church is a safe haven for
Yeah.
anybody.
Sanctuary.
It's supposed to be a sanctuary, a safe haven for anybody that needs. If you're ever in trouble, you should be able to go to any
To the
church
church,
and
yeah.
get the help that you need. Well, in Mark's case, I didn't realize until I talked to the pastor of the church, and he told me that before Mark had went back to jail, Mark was like their janitor. That's why he went to the janitor closet, because he was cleaning up the church.
Yeah.
He would attend the church and he would clean up the church. They would feed him and do a lot of things for him. So that's how they let him in the church.
Right.
And a lot of people didn't understand that. But then, the police, they was just disrespectful to the black church and everybody in the community to just
Yeah.
go up in the church, even pulling out guns on the little babies in the cribs and the nurseries at the daycare and all of the things they did.
How many kids was in the church?
I don't know how many was there that day,
But it
but
was kids in the
it
church.
was kids and he got killed right in front of kids.
And what year was this?
This was in 2009, because it happened right after Michael Jackson had died.
Do you feel like police brutality has gotten better or worse since?
For a
09 back in
moment
your
there,
day?
it had got really bad all over the United States, but now I think it's kind of simmering down, because they know that shit ain't getting swept under the rug.
Exactly.
That stuff came to light,
For
because
sure.
like my nephew, he had got killed before Eric Garner, Michael Brown, everybody. My nephew was killed before all of them, but it was so many getting killed by police then
There's power in
they had
numbers, like you
forgot
said.
about, my nephew, even though he was mentioned in some things.
Yeah.
So some of my friends in Detroit, we had been wanting to film the movie here in Rockford, about Mark, to bring awareness of police brutality and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And of course, it was going to be a political thing about it. So
Yeah.
we just said, skip that. We ain't going to do that. But at least when we film it, we want to bring it to theaters in Rockford for people to see it.
Right.
We didn't even get to do that because AMC, they picked it up, but Showplace didn't want to pick it up. It's AMC Theater, though.
Right.
It didn't want to pick it up, though. So the film was completed in 2015. It took years and years and years of the movie producers and to try to get the movie to come to Rockford, you know. Because we wanted people in Rockford to be able to see it in the movie theater.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't happen. But last year, I'm glad it was Damon Dash TV Network picked it up and put it on Tubi. And now everybody can see it for free. If they ain't seen A Clear View, the Mark Barmore story, it's on Tubi. It's on Tubi right now.
Yeah. And if I don't know if Jay told you, but if you have something specific you want to say to the people, you looking at
camera
right there,
right.
it's gonna be boom right
you
there.
Watched it?
I haven't watched the whole thing, but I plan on watching it though. I've seen
You ain't seen the end?
No, I haven't seen the
You
end.
ain't started crying yet? Okay.
I gotta watch it.
I gotta watch it now.
How many movies have you produced or been in?
This is the first one that I did. I did, you know, like different videos and different things like that, but never a movie. But they put me as part of the producer because I was giving them the story of what happened, and I gave them the sheets of paper that the documents that showed what the task force said. You know, like now when people get shot by police, they have to go through the task force and not the police force because they don't know if the police force is working against
the task force.
That's right.
Yeah.
To try to get some justice for everybody.
Right. Speaking of justice, I feel like justice comes when you put pressure on a certain situation. Like you said, police brutality kind of eased up because they know we ain't gonna sweep it under the rug.
Once they started marching, when the police killed my nephew, they started marching all over the United States. And then there was more police killings. So then then you got Black Lives Matter, you know.
Yeah,
so
all start coming out. Yeah.
Everything started happening then.
What type of pressure have you, like I was saying, so like I feel like you got to put pressure on the police and organizations to make a change. What do you feel like was your greatest accomplishment when it comes to the pressure you put on organizations?
Lisa, I won't really say that I would actually, you know, put pressure on people because I always try to remain in my humble spirit in my old age.
You was more like Martin Luther King.
Because I done learned in my young age all that fighting and whooping ass and all this other negative stuff ain't going to get you nowhere. You got to try to, you know, be better, humble yourself, and just go at things the right way. Then
peaceful protest. That was more your
approach. It'll start happening.
That was my. Well, that's nice. That's nice. And then, how did you get into with Jesse Jackson?
I first met Jesse Jackson in the '60s, back when I was in the Panther Party. So I knew Jesse Jackson as when he was fine as hell. He always had that pretty curly hair and everything. But I've been knowing Jesse.
You had a crush on him.
I think I did. I think everybody did.
Yep.
Mr. Jackson was single, but you know I was a young girl, like 11, 12. But it was women. They would be on Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Reverend
you know,
Jesse
he's
Jackson.
always been a wonderful person. You know, there with Dr. King and everybody in his young age. But Jesse stuck with my family through the whole thing when the police killed my nephew.
He marched with y'all.
He marched and he did his own autopsies. He took care of everything, you know, to make sure that we were okay.
Yeah. That's
nice.
Oh, and I wanted to let y'all know, okay, like, since he got killed in the church daycare, I was so surprised when the film directors and everybody said, guess what church we filming out in Detroit? I said, what church? Because there's a lot of big churches in Detroit, you know, and he's like, we in C.L. Franklin's church. Aretha Franklin's daddy's church is with the church that is filmed
Aretha Franklin.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And you know, C.L. Franklin was with Dr. King and Jesse Jackson. That's what made me think to say that, too. Because they were all in the civil rights movement.
Right.
Yep, Jesse and C.L. Franklin, Aretha's dad. So, it was filmed in his church.
That's what's up. And then was your husband a part of any organizations with you? When did you get married?
Ooh, The first time.
The first time.
The first time.
Y'all, this crazy. But I'm let the Negroes know it, the ones that I didn't marry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I went to Detroit and
You
married
missed your
him.
chance.
Even though I told you I would marry you, and I told
Oh.
you I would marry you,
Oh.
and I was engaged to all three of y'all at the same time. I'm sorry.
Oh,
it's out there
yeah,
now.
for
It's
real.
out there.
Pimping
Yeah.
ain't
Take some
easy.
notes, Mama.
I said pimping ain't easy,
Oh,
but somebody
yeah.
got to do it.
Okay. I like
Oh,
that.
Yeah,
my
they
gosh,
want to
that's
play. I
funny.
was playing too. So hey, that's what it is.
What
Hey,
made
we
y'all
all
get
play.
remarried? Like, okay, y'all divorced. and then
Okay,
what
the
did
first
you say?
time we got married and we left Detroit and got married in Ohio, in Toledo.
Oh,
Okay.
Toledo.
You know, where everybody basically from Rockford that work at Chrysler had
Yeah.
to move to Toledo. It's not far from Detroit. And then the second time we got married in Chicago.
Okay. So y'all it was just a little breakup.
Yeah,
It
like,
wasn't
we
a
just
little
playing.
breakup. Got
I
remarried.
have been kicking it with my ex-husband for like maybe 12 years before we got married, but I was just still, he was in another state, I was in another.
Yeah.
So I'm telling y'all on Women's Cheat Code, I always like the long distance relationships to give me my space to move and do what I
Yeah.
want to do.
Okay.
But if you're really serious about committing yourself to someone, don't do that.
Don't do
Y'all
Yeah.
got to be
distance.
together in order to make it work. And I
Yeah.
want to make that perfectly clear.
You got Jay over there crying.
I'm sorry, Jay, but it's not going to work if you here and he
They
there.
Yeah.
You know, and God forbid if you got kids involved, because then that's bad for the kids too. So you want to try to work it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First time I did it for the love of whatever when I married my husband. And the second time I married him for my kids because I wanted to have that household where they
Yeah.
had both parents together or whatever.
How many kids y'all got together?
We have two.
Just two?
Just two, but I claim my other ones because I have two other kids that I had legal guardianship over.
Okay.
So I say I have four instead of the two that I birthed. But then I lost two kids too. I had my first one was a miscarriage and the other one was an ectopic pregnancy where I was pregnant in my tube. So they said either you or the baby, and I said me. I could probably later on make more babies,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
save
for
my
sure.
life so that.
I'm the same way. I would have said.
Yeah, I said, you know, I hate to see my baby go, but you
Yeah.
know.
You can
So,
make more.
Yeah, I lost two at birth, and then, you know,
Yeah.
I had the other two once I got married.
So what do you think changed? Because, you know, mama generation, my granny birthed 18 kids too. Like, why did they have so many kids in that generation? Why was that a norm back then?
I think a norm back then, I be thinking like that. My mom, since my mom was born in 1917, it was like, I think she was like maybe born, it was after what Harriet Tubman had did, but she was a little girl knowing about all of that.
Right.
Because, you know, all of that happened in like the late 1800s.
Okay, yeah.
But
yeah.
then my mom was born in 1917, so she
Yeah.
was born during the wartime, you know,
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
But back in the South, before all our families started generating and routing up to the north or wherever they were going, they had to have midwives. Because, you know, back then, they couldn't go to hospitals. They had to have their children at home.
Yeah.
And they had to help each other give birth to each other's kids. And then if the kids didn't make it, they just buried them in the backyard or in the back of the church or whatever it was. Had their own little cemetery in back of the churches.
Yeah, man, times have changed.
And they
Yeah.
wouldn't give, white women had birth control, but they wouldn't give
Black woman.
our queens and stuff. the
But
birth
you know,
control.
now it double back
It's
on
reversed.
them. It's reversed now because
Yeah.
they don't
Reversed.
want black people to be having kids now because our population is getting so big, and then
Yeah.
the white races, they're not populating as
Exactly.
much.
That's exactly what's going on. So that's why they had so many kids back then.
They're like, enough is
Yeah.
enough. We gotta put some birth control,
Some
parental
stopping.
guidelines on this.
Yeah,
They
for
popping
sure.
out too many
Yeah.
kids. But it's a beautiful thing to have kids. I got 4 babies.
You know, they're our gift from God. Kids, you know, the children are a gift from God.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
They really are. These kids nowadays don't know how to work, so
They
don't wanna
work.
They want
They
to
don't
take
even wanna do their
everything. They want to
own
give it to them,
house
or they want to
chores.
take it.
Yeah.
They don't want to work for it.
yeah, they don't want to work for it. They want the easy way out.
And then they corrupt the ones that want to work for it.
So I want to know, how did you deal with like growing up fighting? Like, what's something somebody had to do to like take you out your element? Like, I'm
Mess
about
with
to
my
beat this bitch
nigga
up.
or be up in my man's face.
Oh,
Mess
you was
with-
protective over yours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
and
saying
then I
play
was
that.
done with him. I didn't want him no more after that.
Mama
Yeah.
G, could you say that you toxic? What's your toxic trait?
I was too toxic. But you know, I'm a Virgo. I like things to be
I'm a
perfect.
Virgo. Yes,
I
I can definitely
okay.
understand.
I like for things to go right and be perfect, and then when they kind
Yeah.
of get out of the element, it kind of sets me off.
Yeah, when
know.
you have a plan in your head and it don't go right, I'm about to just pop off.
Right.
Did you put your hands on men? Like, did you beat your
Oh
man?
yeah.
yeah.
Some of my brother's friends could tell you, like me and my sister Mary, the one I was telling you about, we used to be kicking dudes' ass. You know,
Yeah.
my sister Mary was the type that if you seen her walking down West State and Avon or down West State, most of everybody say, ooh, they're going to Mary Bomb when they're across the street because they don't want no confrontation,
Right.
you know, because she was just like that.
So
What you looking at?
What you right?
Don't be
Just
looking
ready.
at me like that.
I mean, I ain't
That's sort of
surprised.
like
Y'all
where I
from
got my
fairgrounds,
line at.
ready
That's
to
sort of
pop
like,
off.
that's
What
sort of
you
like where I
looking
got
at?
my line at Whoop That Bitch, my track. You know, where I
Yeah.
say, you know how
Let me
black
hear
in her eyes and all of that, make her eyes out of glass and
Y'all
shit,
used
because
to,
I'll pop her
y'all
eye
used to
out.
jump people.
Oh, yeah, see,
One
we
swing
was
when y'all
gang banging,
swing.
Oh,
but,
y'all was gang banging.
but the gang banging was on the south side before I got to the north side. But then when I got to the north side, it was Gangsta Disciple, you know,
Right.
but
Yeah,
we were
for
the
sure.
south side syndicates on the south side. My
So
sister's
being
gang.
like, okay, you being a GD, a thug bitch, like, how did you manage keeping your femininity in your relationships? Like,
Was
for
you
your
a
men to
tomboy?
still be
I was always a
attracted to.
tomboy, but what was so crazy about it, I was a tomboy, but I liked it to dress like a lady all the time.
Right.
Like I was the type of person that I liked it to fight in a dress.
In heels.
So you
Okay.
and heels,
So
and
when
so
I'm
y'all
yeah.
can see my panties. You
Yeah.
know?
Oh, wow.
Ooh, I seen Mama G's
Panties
panties.
fight.
She whooped that bitch ass, but all you
You
seen
put on
was
your
ass
best
and
dress to go
panties.
fight.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get clean at them up.
Yes,
I'm
it
gonna
gonna
out-
be her
I'm gonna
ass.
fight.
That's a good ass fight right there. I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah,
Oh, my
I'm gonna
son.
get clean with my seam stockings on, my heels, everything, and get to fighting,
Man.
and then just show my ass, show my panties and everything.
Okay.
How were you in a relationship other than, you know, did you have any good moments, soft moments? Like, how was it like dating Mama G? Like, what would your
Yeah.
ex say about you?
But I'm gonna tell y'all, I didn't become Mama G until what year was that? At my daughter's birthday party in 2005. I haven't always been Mama G.
Okay.
Oh, what happened with that? How did that come about?
How that came about, my house was always full with a lot of the different sets of gangbangers. It's like the Waco's lead. Here come the Vice Lords. The Vice Lords lead. Sometime, but they could tell you all of them could be in my house
be
at one
safe.
time because I didn't play that shit.
Yeah.
I could have all the sets, and I would try to call truces. I would, you know, they could be shooting at each other the week before they meet up at my house, you know, and I could just squash a lot of shit in Rockford back then.
That seemed like that's your superpower, being able to bring in
Yeah.
all different people.
And all of them showed me love, and I showed all of them love in return. I still do to today.
Yeah.
I show all of them, you know, that were involved in that. A lot of them grown now, got their own kids, and I'm proud of the young girls that used to be in my house that was fighting. A lot of them nurses now, they got their master's degrees.
that's
They got
what's
their
up.
shit together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm so glad that they turned out good.
And,
Yeah.
and part of it because you poured into them. You poured
Oh,
into
yeah.
the community.
When I was in school, you wouldn't believe this. I was an honor student. I had top honors in school because I was involved in so many extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, my grades were always on point. You always have to have your grades on point to be in cheerleading. If you were going to be an athlete, you know, you got to have a certain grade point average and stuff. So I always had my grades up to par, and I was always, you know, involved in all the things in school. But when I went home in the evening or in the hood, I had to live that life too, the life of the streets.
So you can play both roles.
Right.
I've had the best of the both worlds. I won't lie to you. I've had the best of both worlds.
Okay, so I need some advice. So I've been in a relationship for like 3 years, and I struggle to like try to keep things spicy. What's some advice you would give me to keep my man intrigued, entertained, keep it spicy?
I don't know how good I am on giving advice on something.
Back in the day, Mama G,
I did back in the day, right? How you kept him
I've been
in
through so many, and I had so many players after me. And
But what made
what was they after you for?
Right, like what made you that girl? Like they like I fuck with her.
I guess they just liked me because I was just, as you say, back then they wanted a down ass bitch, and I guess like a ride or die type, you know.
Right.
And I guess I was
and
one of them.
And they saw your panties and your dress.
So they like, yeah, she bad.
You something to look at, and you just cool as hell.
And I worked, you know, I was young, and I worked. I did what I was supposed to do in school. I worked, even though I was involved in the streets and in gangs and different things.
So
But,
you
know,
just a hustler. They was attracted to
went to
it.
church every Sunday. I mean, I just lived my life.
Right.
So now I'm retired. I've basically retired on everything. So now I want to finish recording some of my tracks that I've been sitting on. I'm going to try to get in the studio and get some of them done. I'm praying and hoping I come out okay like I did with my breast cancer. So I hope I come out. But this lung cancer is a whole lot more serious because it's respiratory. So
yeah. And you will. You're going to be a walking testimony. I'm claiming
Definitely.
that. I'm claiming that.
I hope so. I'm going to be trying because, you know, I got so many people I can feel them praying for me. And so many of them is like, you're going to be okay because your faith, you know, you got that type of spirit that heals. So, you know, a lot of people saying a lot of good things. So I hope I get through it.
What are you doing to, like, heal your body? Because I know, like, well, I've learned recently, like, if you get diagnosed with cancer, you're supposed to be, like, at a state of peace and restfulness and not no stress. Like,
that's me.
You do natural herbs or natural medicines.
I ain't been doing that. My daughter been trying to get me to do all that.
Natural.
She do all that natural stuff.
Herb is good, though. It's good for our body. I'm not a medicine fan, so I do the herbs and all that. Yeah. I just got into herbalism, actually.
Okay, that's a good thing, though. You know, different strokes for different folks. Basically, I put the anointing on me. I got my prayer oils, my blessed oils, and stuff like that. I kind of do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. And it's not wrong with it. It's working for you.
So going into spirituality and stuff, I know you are a prayer warrior, a strong woman of God.
Yeah, a lot of people call me to pray for them. And that.
And
I've been with prayer groups and that too, And I've been praying for y'all. Yes, I do. Y'all are in my prayers. Y'all gonna do a lot of good things. Y'all don't see it, but I could just see how far y'all going.
Yeah, thank you.
And I must say right now, I already know next year y'all ain't gonna be in this building. Y'all finna be in a bigger building.
Mama G said
y'all gonna have
manifest our destiny. I know that's right.
I'm about to have tears in my eyes because y'all finna have a waiting area where people finna be waiting to do their interview with y'all.
Okay, we trying to get Nicki Minaj in our presence. Okay, that's what we've been manifesting.
Manifesting it.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for that.
Rockford got a lot of people that came from Rockford that have been through here. Y'all gonna be doing some things. Just keep it up. Keep the vision going. Keep it going.
Sure.
I appreciate that.
So what's some things you would say to help me work on my attitude? Like, just, I got a bad attitude sometimes. You know, I'm a Virgo. Shit irritate me. People get on my nerves.
You do get irritated. Just get in your space. I learned to not let people make me stoop to their level.
Yeah.
You know.
How did you learn that? Like, I'm 28,
when you
so like
tired,
in your 20s, when you get tired of it.
You get tired. you get tired of it and you just don't deal with it anymore.
No more. Yeah.
But Mama G, it still seems like you got some fire to you. You
Yeah.
like a firecracker at the same time.
Okay.
Like
Firecracker.
But you definitely
you ain't
got
got no
some-
anger in you, but you still got this aura to you. Like, you can't fuck with me. You know,
Oh,
you
everybody
can't
know
talk
that.
to me any
Uh-uh.
type of way. And I
can't
love
talk
that
to
about you.
me
You
any
still a
type-
gangster at the
You
end
know,
of
a
the day.
nigga think that he could do me or treat me any kind of way, but in the end, it's his loss. You know what I'm
Are you
saying?
open
and
to
it's
dating?
the next nigga's game. Huh?
Right. Are you open to dating?
What's the
Like
dating
now,
life for you
what's
right
dating
now?
life at this age is like?
I'm celibate right now. And
You don't be
before that, I
talking
was
to
like,
nobody or nothing?
oh yeah, I be kicking the bobo with a lot of these dudes around
Okay.
here, young and old. Young niggas like me too.
I know that's right.
Man.
You ever think about taking one down?
I have taken a couple of them. Gave them something to talk about.
Okay, oh, Mama G, that girl.
I got
something
with
to
Mama
talk
G
about,
on
okay.
last.
I know that's right.
Hey,
See what it is to feel like having a vet, a seasoned vet in their life.
I bet they
a
came back,
seasoned
didn't they?
vet.
A seasoned vet.
Okay.
The queen for real.
the
Yeah.
queen for real. It's all in your aura. Man, I can learn so much from you, Mama G. Like,
You look like me when I was young.
I know. I was looking at your
look
pictures,
like
and
I
I was
seen
like,
that
I got
Look
some. I
like
can't find it right
yeah.
now. But I said, oh, that Lisa just looked like me when I was young.
Man.
I know you was taller than me in stature and stuff, but I was
Yeah.
like, her facial, just how she built, she stacked, all of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
She just remind me of myself.
Aw.
Yep.
Did you ever go through mental abuse with men?
With me,
Or
and
you
oh
just
yeah,
that girl,
yeah,
yeah.
Or did you give the
Like,
mental abuse?
yeah.
I went through mental abuse and a trauma bond type thing.
A
When
trauma
you
bond.
when you can love a man so much, or whoever your mate is, you know, whatever gender you prefer, you know, 'cause I don't judge people for who they're with, you know, male, female, however y'all doing
Right.
that. But you know, there could be trauma bonds are really bad when you love somebody
Yeah.
so much in your
And they
heart, and
heal
then they
it.
just
They break
are
your trust.
narcissistic, and
Yeah.
they just break your heart, and
Yeah.
they playing games with you and all of that. And what you're doing, you still pouring into this person, but then they're not pouring back into you.
Right.
And now your cup is empty.
Your cup is empty.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
some
And
toxic?
then they using whatever they learned with you, and using
the
that with the next
person,
bitch.
yeah.
With the next bitch.
Yes.
Then you ready to pull her hair and scratch her eyes out.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't even
Have
be
you ever,
like
have
that.
you ever had to
Yeah.
fight a bitch? Or, oh, yeah, you did say you
Yeah.
fought
Oh
She
yeah,
don't
I
play
always
about
kick
her,
bitch
man.
ass about my nigga, and then I be done with him.
Oh, you
I said,
get
you
rid
can
of
have
them
that nigga. I
after?
don't even want him.
I just have to whoop your ass. Real
Yeah, I
quick.
just have to
Right.
whoop
For
their
that
ass and then be
respect.
done with it.
Yeah, definitely.
I swear, I did
What's the,
that,
crazy,
y'all.
what's the craziest story you ever had with a relationship or a man
Yeah.
or
You ever caught your man cheating?
you ever
How did you
slashing
react?
tires or something?
He ever
I
had a
don't do
female?
nothing like that, because I wouldn't want that shit to come back on me. I
Okay,
ain't
busting
gonna mess
my
with
cars.
nobody's stuff and don't mess with my stuff.
Just fight
I ain't
them.
gonna get that low, you know, or
Yeah.
that petty about it, but I'm gonna step it off after I, you know,
Right.
put my hands on you or something
Right.
like that.
You ever caught him cheating? How you? What that story?
Yeah,
Like?
I would catch them, but I didn't visually see it. But you know how
You know.
some people tell
Yeah.
on themselves.
Yeah, they do. Especially men.
Yeah.
They
They tell on
definitely do.
themselves.
They
They
body
think they
language,
doing,
how
they
they
think
be
they doing
acting
something
in
slick,
denial.
but you knowing all the time what it is. I ain't saying no names, but this last nigga that I was with some years, I had to expose him, but I waited.
Why you wait?
What you? How
I
you
waited
expose
after
them?
5 years to let him know I knew where the chick lived. Actually, I took a picture in front of her house to let him know that I know that's
Okay.
where he was.
That
You gotta
be
get
me.
all the
And
proof
I-
because
that
niggas will
be
be
and
like,
I said-
yes.
that
and
ain't
I
me.
said,
I ain't
that
do
just
that.
be
I was
lying
never
saying,
over there.
That ain't me.
That's
Who
my
told
auntie
you
house.
that?
They be like, that's my
You gotta
auntie
get
house.
hardcore proof. Okay?
Definitely.
Yeah. So I'm sending all kind of pictures. I'm showing. I'm sending all kind of where.
You used to stalk them.
Nigga, you forgot your phone is on my phone bill, and
Oh,
your AirPods and everything else on mine. I could track your ass
that's
wherever
why I
the
said,
fuck
how
you
you
go.
find out where she live? from that.
It's kind of
Back in
different.
the day, like they ain't have trackers on the phone.
No, I'm talking
Right,
about this
use
is
the
recently.
follow.
Oh,
okay.
This is my most recent.
Oh, okay. So you got that phone.
Yeah, I got the phone and I found out a lot of things. And a lot of it, too, I had prayed about it. And I was being calm in my spirit about it because I knew that it was getting close to the end of that relationship.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but I had to let him know that I knew everything he had been doing for 5 years.
And how did he feel?
Ooh,
after
how
you
did
broke
he
up
With
take
different
that?
chicks, too. So, yeah.
Was he
At this
denying
point, you gotta
it?
get one of your grandkids to beat the bitch ass.
Yeah. She said, I still like it with
Yeah,
her.
they be fighting, but nah, I didn't fight then. I don't fight no more.
Okay.
How do you feel about going through phones?
Oh, I don't go through phones. I just through my phone. I could, you know how you find the phone with
Yeah.
all the phones on your account. That's how you could track them down, where they
Yeah.
at and what they doing.
I've done
Keep
that
up
before.
with her.
Uh-huh.
I've done that
And the
before.
technology nowadays, you can
Yeah.
share locations and track their whole life.
And that's kind of how I caught up with it too, with the locations.
Cause I got my man Gmail, his phone, iCloud, everything.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I be
That's
looking.
good.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I gotta know
Yeah,
what's going on.
when the shit shifts in the atmosphere, and you know something ain't right or something going on, it's time to
A
look
woman's
into it.
intuition is not a lie.
Well, you know, our intuitions are not wrong, and men have to really realize a woman's intuition is real.
Yes, when that
It's
pit of that
real.
stomach
When we
get to telling
Girl,
me something.
you see me just
Yeah,
grab my
I grab
stomach. I was like,
grab my-
I was like, when
just
you
feel
feel
it.
it's almost like when you had that baby and you a mother and you know something wrong with your child because your
Yeah.
side, you feel it in your side like,
I never
Oh, something
experienced
wrk with
birth,
my
but I
baby.
know about that
Hey,
yeah,
intuition.
like,
yeah,
This nigga
intuition
cheated.
is
yeah,
real.
oh my
my
stomach,
side.
yeah, my stomach
still
hurt.
be
I'm gonna call
lying.
this nigga.
Yesterday, I thought about that nigga and I see on Facebook he's still lying and shit, and I was just laughing.
Yeah.
These hoes stupid as hell fucking with
And
that
they
nigga.
be all
You know what I'm
mesmerized
saying?
Yeah.
over him.
Yeah.
So who
They
do
think
the-
he the shit. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
I
why
do.
we saying he the goat to y'all. He the lamb to me. For sure.
What's something that you won't tolerate in a man that just makes them a clown to you?
You know what? Cheating don't even really bother me, but it's the getting caught part and knowing about it. And if they get on
You
some
deny
disrespectful stuff, denying,
Yeah, that
lying,
irritate me the
disrespecting
most.
you, that's the worst. The cheating part ain't good as long as you knowing how to cheat and cheat.
'Cause
you
I
know, on the
have
right
all
I
the
side.
don't find
proof.
out about it.
Yeah, as long as you don't find out about it
I
and
have
see
all
that
the proof,
shit.
and the nigga still be lying. That wasn't me. Oh, I ain't do that. Like, this your phone number. What do you mean?
Right, this is your picture.
That's when it
This
pissed
is
me
your-
off
I
the
had one
most.
chick call me. I had one chick call me. I guess he probably was with her and had went to the bathroom or some shit. You know how bitches is. They
Yeah.
grab their phone when they run to the bathroom.
Yeah.
But I did that shit too. See if I can see who I
Me
can see.
too.
Or the number, you know.
Uh-huh. Let me see what's
And
going on.
he went to the bathroom and a chick called right back. I'm laying in the bed. She called right back.
You answered?
And I answered.
What you say?
And I said, hello. And because I answered, she didn't say nothing.
She hung up.
And
She
I said
got
real
froze.
nice, hello. You know, like that. I just said, hello. You
Right.
know,
Like I'm a phony
like I got
bitch,
attitude.
hello.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, hello. I said, who is this? So she hung up on me. I said, okay. Okay. So I called back. She didn't answer. I called back again before he got out the bathroom. She answered. I said, did you just call here? I'm on his phone now.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't call it. I just want to try to catch the voice so I can
Yes.
see. You know, you gonna have to
match
try to
things up.
match things
Match
up.
it up.
You know, and
Hey, we detectives. We super spies around this bitch. Okay.
We would go the extra mile. I go the extra
and
mile.
I'm
I
gonna
ain't
tell
getting no
y'all, I
fuck.
knew who she was from that point.
Oh, from
her voice.
Did you know
caught her
her?
voice?
So it was somebody that he had supposedly had been doing some things with, you know, on work stuff, whatever. But oh yeah, y'all done kicked it. Y'all done took trips together out of
Yeah,
town.
y'all fucking.
You know, y'all on the beach together. Y'all doing all this shit that I ain't did with him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we say, a nigga will take what you did him. A woman too, Jay. I ain't just talking about, you know, it go both ways. I'ma say this.
Speak on it.
But a nigga will straight up, or a chick, they'll straight up use what they learned from you and with you and take it with the next
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
That's
And
my
just-
problem.
just
Bossing
forget
the
about
man
you.
up, like changing his perspective, giving him a hustle, and then we don't work out, and he over here
But he
giving
better
it
for
all
the-
Oh yeah,
to the
he
next
put a
person.
ring on the
That
next
be the
bitch. He
hardest
put a ring
part.
on the next
Yeah.
bitch
He didn't
finger.
learn all his lessons with
Oh,
you.
that
yeah.
makes me want to go.
Yeah, they got all
burn
You
that
done
shit now
upgraded
with
his
you.
ass
Yeah.
and everything. You
Now
done
you
upgraded.
this
That's
good
crazy.
man.
Yeah.
But I just be like, time will tell, and
Yeah.
it's gonna reveal itself. That nigga can't keep up the act too
Oh
long.
yeah.
So, Mama G, you seem like this person that you can stand on your own in any situation. Do you feel like you want a man or want a husband, like, for
At this
your
age,
life, or are you content?
at this age, I do have friends. I do have a desire, or whatever, but I really ain't trying to be in a relationship. I feel like I don't want to get married again, because I'm like, man, especially not to the
Yeah,
to my
not the third
ex-husband
time.
the third
No,
time.
no,
But
that's
even
crazy.
though it may worked out because he just showed me, okay, he just retired from his job in Detroit as an engineer. My ex-husband was an
Okay.
engineer. He made
And time,
6 figures, all right. So
people change over time.
he had got a house built in Florida.
Ooh, Florida's warm.
And so when he retired this year, he moved down in this house that he had been renting out, that he was waiting to retire to move down to Florida in. So yesterday he showed me his swimming pool in the back.
Oh, you like, I
the
just
golf
might,
course.
I just might marry this
shit.
nigga.
There's a golf course in his backyard.
Oh.
Across his yard is so huge, and then on the other side of it is this big golf course, and his swimming pool is screened in where if it rains,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
that's
and
nice.
you don't get wet or none
So
of
y'all
that.
still have a
Everybody
good
like,
friendship.
girl, shit, you better get down there in
Okay.
their house with
Lord,
that
And
Lord,
live your
Lord,
retired
yeah.
life.
That
and
might
he
be
be
a
calling
good
me,
option.
and he be calling me every day and shit, since he,
Yeah.
found out about my second bout with cancer. So
Yeah.
he's like calling me, checking up on me like we
That's
still
good.
together. or
That
some
y'all
shit,
still
good
but
friends.
Whatever.
He care
But
about you.
yeah.
Y'all had a
Good.
long. Y'all been married twice.
We
Y'all
was
got
married
history.
twice, and I would say all together with both marriages and the 2 kids and all of that, I would say we had a life together like for 25 years
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be friends after
Yeah,
you
I
can
wish
get over.
nowadays our generation was like that. When we get done with our exes, like, I never want to talk to you again. But some of them be a little cool. I be like, I want to be y'all friend.
we could be
They
friends.
don't
I ain't
be
gonna
with
lie to
it.
y'all.
They don't be with
I ain't
it.
gonna lie to y'all. I swear. And if any of my exes on there watching, y'all know all y'all can sit up in my house, all y'all together and kick it and drink and talk about when I was with her.
all y'all
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
They be like, when I was with her, she did this. When I was with her, she did that. And I
That'd
just
be
be,
dope.
y'all stupid. Shut up talking about me.
Okay.
I done had like sometimes 2 or 3 people I done been with in a relationship come in my house at the same time and all of them kick it together.
Because
Yeah.
you just real like that. You
just
let
a
them know
cool
this
person.
what it is.
And I
this
love
what it's
them all
not.
to death still, and I don't have
Yeah.
nothing to say about them and the other women they with. I get along with they women.
Right.
You know,
Get
So
along with everybody.
that's how we do it now.
What's
Yeah.
a red flag in a man for you? Like, I can't mess with that nigga.
Ooh, if he just ain't clean. First of all,
Okay.
First of
Hygiene
all,
is everything.
First of all, I'm gonna look at your fingernails, and I'm gonna look at you from your feet
all the way
and
up.
go all the way
yeah,
up.
from the toes to the top.
Dust-ass
From the
hair,
tippy to
anything.
the top. Yes, the fingernails will tell you everything. If they
Yeah,
ashy,
they do.
dirty,
They do.
that'll
They
tell
do.
you everything
If
about
they
a
dirty,
man.
especially, cause no.
Definitely.
Jay over there like, nigga.
What's a green flag? So, like, in a man, like, oh yeah, that's for me.
Being very understanding and communicating
Communicating,
because I like to be able to talk and communicate with somebody to get understanding, and then you get along so that you know from the beginning
Yeah.
where you're going to take this, how you can get there.
Yeah.
You seem like a woman that's very free. I feel like you would want to be with someone who, like you said, lets you do you. That's why you like the long distance
Yes.
relationships. Is that one of the
Yes.
reasons why it didn't work with your exes? Were
'Cause
they
you
too
like your
controlling?
space too
Yeah,
much.
a lot of them would
'Cause
kind of
that's
be
how I
wanting
am.
to.
I be needing my space.
Get your ass over
No,
there
for
somewhere,
real.
nigga, and chill out.
Oh my
Yeah.
Whatever. But then there were times in my life when different things would happen that I needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I needed the cuddling and
In the comfort.
I need you to come
And that's
get with
Virgos.
me
We
right
have
now,
two
you know.
sides.
And
Put
next
it
thing
on
I know,
me,
they
though.
on the plane or in the car. They
Yeah.
coming because I need them, and
We
that's
have
what
two
I like.
sides as Virgos like that. Nigga, I don't need you. Get away from me and that. I need you to come
Independence,
spoil
yeah.
me. Yeah.
Very independent
Dependent
women.
women,
Do you know
yeah.
what your love language is, Mama G?
No, I don't. I really don't.
It's just everything. Do you know what love languages are? It's like they have acts of service. Like
Inspired,
you love
yeah.
when people do stuff for you, like clean the house or do stuff.
I
You
clean
like
up my
to
own
receive
house.
your
Okay.
love in words of
Gifts,
affirmation.
words, like you beautiful, you sexy, you bomb.
I like flowers.
Quality
Physical
time.
touch. Oh, so you're acts of
I like
service,
acts
yeah.
of kindness.
You like a nigga that
or something.
spoil you, bring in.
No, not really,
No.
because I spoil them too. I think
Right.
that could go both
Yeah,
ways.
it do.
So you
For
can feel
sure.
really secure with
You only
each other.
that girl if you can receive and
Ain't
give
no
back
wrong,
that love. It's
ain't no
nothing
wrong
with
with
it.
doing things for your man and him doing things for you. That's showing your appreciation for each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah,
But like
for
we
sure.
were saying earlier, Lisa, if you steadily pouring out of your cup and they ain't pouring into it, then your cup end up empty. And once your cup get empty, then they running off somewhere else to another cup. It
It's
don't
Why
work.
do you think
go.
women do that? Because I feel like I've had to deal with that personally in my life. Like me investing so much in a man and not taking the time to invest in myself.
Yeah.
You got to start doing yourself. Because then you're going to feel real good about yourself. You know, you're going to build your own self-esteem and everything back up.
Yeah.
Because, you know, a lot of times when we've been broken hearted, and my heart has been broken so many times by different men and stuff that were in my life, that I had to, you know, sit back and revamp and, you know, build myself back up from being, because a heart don't heal that fast once you've been heartbroken,
Yeah,
you know?
a heart never forget how someone
Nope.
make you feel.
Yeah.
Definitely.
For sure, for sure.
So what's something that you would say, advice to the girls on like just getting in tune with themselves and stop making a man the main priority, making a man a hobby? Like, what's some advice to be more in
you
tune?
just got some of us females, we're just gonna be naive. They don't want to believe nothing about this man or that he could be this way. There's been so many women that deal with men that they living a double life,
Right.
a triple life.
They got
But
a whole nother family over
whole
there.
nother in a whole nother state, or even right in town, across town, where women just, oh no, they just don't see it.
Yeah.
They don't see it because they visually have to see it to believe it.
And then
So how do you
sometimes
feel
when they
about-
do, they still just be in denial.
So how do y'all feel about polygamy? Because a
Yeah, I
lot of
was gonna
men
ask you 'cause you
be
didn't let
living
nobody
double
play with
lives.
your
It's just
man.
like, well, what if they had a woman that was cool with having another woman in the household?
Did you?
I have to
believe back
meet
then?
her and I have to see her. And we
Okay.
have to talk.
Yeah.
We
that's
have to
a valid
talk.
But you
Like
was
I said,
open for
understanding is the best thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I have been in a situation like that, you know,
So
where
yeah.
it was me and another female with this guy. And me and her always got along. We still talk today, you know, but we don't have nothing to do with him, you know.
Right.
The female
Because
strong got to be
exactly,
bond
you gotta
be
have that
stronger.
bond. You gotta have that bond for each other. And a lot of times, if she was down, I lifted her up, and when you know, vice versa, we
Yeah.
lift each other up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the man ever get jealous of y'all relationship because y'all were so close?
Nope,
Okay, 'cause that's how it's
He
supposed
just
to be.
moved
If you
on.
be in a polygamous
he
relationship.
kind of just moved on.
And then
You just
sometimes
got
the
some
female
men that
be
just
jealous.
jump,
He found
jump,
another
jump,
girl.
jump. You got
Yeah.
some women that just jump, 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 jump.
From relationship to relationship.
I grew up in an era where, how can I put the word? Y'all call it ratchet. Y'all call it like ratchet women.
Yeah, ratchet.
I
Ghetto.
forget what we call it. We didn't,
Trashy,
when I was young,
or
it wasn't ghetto, it wasn't ratchet, but there was a name for those type of women. Or
Hood rats?
even
I
before,
don't know.
Yeah,
before
probably.
gold digger women, because you
Yeah.
gotta remember, I'm
Yeah.
growing up getting into a relationship in the '60s. So
The
you
Bible
know,
say whoremongers.
I don't know. We was just I forget what the name was, but it was more kind of trashy.
Okay, yeah.
Was there
Or
ever?
bum bitch or something
Okay,
like
yeah.
that. But women like that, they don't realize it don't take all of that they doing. Because a
Right.
lot of times you just getting this man, and this man just gonna be with you for that moment, and he moving on to the next. Because really, they don't want no ratchet woman. They don't want no woman that's ghetto as hell. You go somewhere and then she
That's
embarrassing
fun
you.
for them. That's
they wanna
fun.
fuck.
That's
Them
it.
just the ones they want to fuck for a fun time. I feel like that's it. So have you ever used the man? Like, I'm about to use him and I don't see nothing else with us.
Nah, I can't use nobody.
No.
I
Not
never
for no
used
money, at least.
I
Yeah.
always had my own. That's one
Yeah.
thing. My brothers that was pimps and people I grew up around gangsters. They always had me and gave me what I needed. And they always say, when you go to a bar, don't let no nigga buy you no drink. Sit your money on the bar, stack your money on the bar, and when a nigga come, I say, can I buy you a drink? You say, nah, that's okay. I got it. Do you want me to buy you a drink?
once
they
To let a
buy you a
nigga know that you
Yeah.
don't need him.
And that
But see,
changed.
the times are different now to where women go out to a club. They going up in a nigga face. Hey, buy me a drink.
Yeah.
Desperation is real.
Yes.
Thirsty as hell. You know, they really
Yeah,
thirsty, you know.
exactly.
And men not used to that. That's a game changer. When you like, I'll buy you a drink. They like, ooh,
Yeah.
what's she
But
about?
We would sit at the bar real cool and classy and shit, and we would have all the men in the club coming to buy us drink, but we had our own money sitting on top of the bar to
Right.
buy us drinks, or hey, fix the bar up, you know,
Yeah.
buy the
Once
whole
a man
bar.
buy you a drink, they
Yeah.
feel like they own
on you.
Yeah,
and
they
then
do.
they'll be on you all night, and you
Right.
try to
Yeah.
get them off your.
I done got
this
they
nigga
friends
bought me a
Snapping them
drink.
up like I see you like, no,
I done bought you a
don't
drink.
know
I'm
me.
taking
This
you
nigga
home.
bought me a drink. He finna follow me home.
Yes, all the way up.
Seriously.
For real.
I'm a stalker.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So-
That's how you get stalkers too.
Yeah, letting a man take care of you.
You've accomplished so much in your life. You got a story to tell. What's the next thing you're working on? And I know you're working on the Carl Ford story. Can you go a little bit into that?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, when Carl was in prison, I through one of our associates, he had contacted me. Sapphire had said he was in prison too. He was state penitentiary. He called me because I would do a lot for the B.O.S. You know, the Brothers of Struggle. So either way, he would say, Carl needs some aid and assistance. So I said, okay, I got him. So that's how I got in with Carl, and all through his 26 years and 9 months of being in prison, I would, aid Carl and assist him in certain things. And he would send me a lot of things, documents and different things. And he was saying that he wants somebody to write a book. Hey, Gully, you know anybody that could write a book on me? And I was like, I'll do it.
I'll do it,
like that.
yeah.
And he was like, for real, you'll do it? I said, yeah, I'll do it. So we had first started talking about it in 2003 when he was in prison before his mom passed.
Okay.
I loved her. I loved Amelia. We used to
sorry.
talk all the time. But anyway, I ended up started getting research did. I still hadn't retired yet from the library, so I was going and getting the periodicals and newspaper clippings and starting to read the research and do all of that.
Right.
And I would let Carl know different things I got. But then he was telling me, too, that he had other people that wanted to write a book on him. I said, well, they could go on. You can have as many books on the shelf as you want to. I'm working at the library. I said, when you read a book about Diana Ross, it's like 10 books you could check out. It ain't just one book. So I told Carl, just whoever you get to write a book, let them go on, but I'm going to do my book, right?
Yeah.
So then I said, well, I followed so much of him through all his years in prison that I was just calculating, and he would send me so many pictures and just so much of everything that was going on, plus calling me a lot. Him and all the brothers would call me. Everybody in prison was calling me. So I would do whatever I could to assist him. So that's how I started writing the book, and I finished writing it last year, but now I'm just more editing and getting with Carl. I've sent him some chapters to start reading through, and
that
then
your
that
first?
way, if he want to take some out of it, or if he wants to keep adding in, we'll do that and get it published.
That's the first book you ever wrote? Or
Yeah,
you wrote
yeah.
one? You plan on writing one for yourself?
I know everybody say I should.
I think someone should write one for
I
you.
think.
I want somebody
Yeah.
to write mine. I don't want to write my own. I think it's good that somebody should write for you instead of you writing your own.
Yeah.
Because once everybody read Carl's biography, they're gonna say, how in the fuck she know that?
Right.
How the fuck she get that? Cause he even saying like, where you get that from?
Right.
You know, so
Right.
I even got some surprises for him, you know. And
Well, I'm gonna keep that in my head because that's
Okay.
something that I would.
yeah, I would
look
love
forward
for
to
somebody
doing.
to do me instead of me
Yeah.
writing my own. To me, that's
Yeah.
being kind of what I won't say
Yeah.
selfish, but that's
Yeah.
being kind of
Like, I'm
conceited.
this, I'm
that.
That would be
Yeah,
kind of
just
conceited.
cocky
You
you
know,
gotta-
I'm the queen. I write my own story.
Yeah.
Don't nobody know how to tell my story like me. You
Yeah.
know, shit.
And you know, you can say you a boss, but it's even more powerful when other people say
Yeah,
it for you.
seeing
Like a
somebody
real,
else.
They
real,
put
real
that
people don't gotta
word
say
in
they
there,
real.
yeah.
Seeing their perspective on
Yeah,
you.
for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that me and Carl we could get his biography out. I don't know how far he is with the other people that are doing his other books, but this is a biography. This is a true to life story on him. He spent half of his life in prison because, you know, he left and went to prison at 24, 25, and he only like 54 now. So, and he only been out 5 years. So,
That's crazy. So you writing a book, and you still rapping.
oh yeah, I
still
gotta
got
get in the
some
studio. I
tracks
still got
coming
some
out?
tracks I'm finna
Yeah.
put out.
So what's your songs about? What?
Okay,
let me hear one of your
What's
raps.
your latest track about?
Yeah.
The last one I did was, I think the last one I recorded was,
She be recording. She a fiction.
Yeah.
I think like Carl Ford,
Yeah.
and he won't let me play it yet. He don't let me
okay.
play
Oh,
it
it's
yet.
called I
It's
Think
exclusive.
Like Carl Ford.
Oh yeah, a few people done heard it.
Okay.
He was like, "Why you do that? People already know this," and I'm like, "Fuck that! I'm putting out because we gangsters, and I'm putting this
Okay.
shit out
Yeah,
here."
Mama G, a
For
real
the
one. She
streets.
got old ass
And,
bitch out. Whoop that bitch.
Okay. What is old ass bitch about? Like,
Old ass bitches, that old Gucci beat, mouthful of gold.
oh yeah, don't play.
I'm an old ass bitch with a mouthful of gold, a mouthful of
that's
gold, a
right.
mouthful of gold.
Oh, I
It's
like
on
that.
SoundCloud.
Yeah, no,
I
I
ain't
listened
pushed
to it.
up
I was
on
bumping
it.
that in my
Okay.
car for a couple
I gotta
days.
start
That's-
bumping that.
That's a hit.
That
That's
stuff
a
is,
hit.
and then some of my videos are on of live shows I did perform. They on YouTube and
Yeah, I have
different
watched one
things.
of them.
I got a few things out there, but I just pray to God that I could get my last tracks out. I got about 20 more tracks that I need to record
20 tracks.
It's like a
for
whole
my new.
album.
Because I did do a CD, but I want to put these 20 new ones on a whole different track. The other one was Mama G Greatest Hits. And all of them other ones are on that one, but now I want to do my other 20.
Man.
So I'm going to start getting in the studio.
And you write
doing-
everything yourself?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But see, this is what I like to do. Even though I have, my son purchased me original beats. Because see, my son is rapper. I don't know if y'all ever heard of Lil Av back in the day. King of the South, Southside Nick,
No, we young. We young.
Yeah.
a
We don't know.
Nickelodeon. Yeah.
Okay.
My son, he cold as hell.
Yeah.
He cold as hell. He got over 200 and some tracks that ain't never been out. See, this is how it happened. When I moved on the South Side in 2004, everybody would come to my house to record. My son was recording everybody. He was recording the Wacos, some of the Wacos,
So she was
some
like,
of
let
the
me hop on the
Moes,
song.
some of
so
everybody. They
I-
were just coming into my house getting recorded.
They
you
was
know,
inspiring you?
so everybody, and so I end up. They be, "Hey, Mama G, come get on that."
Yeah.
Cause do y'all know Kwame Simmons?
That's
He
not
just
familiar.
died of cancer, maybe less than a year ago. He died in prison of cancer.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Yeah, he was Momo's brother. Well, anyway, he's the one that named me Mama G at my daughter's birthday party. And from then on, I just took it and ran with it because everybody started calling me Mama G.
Do you freestyle?
I don't really freestyle a lot, but
It
Well,
just come whenever your inspiration from your lyrics just come whenever.
yeah, different things.
different things
I was
you
trying to think of something.
Yeah, I want to
time.
hear
I'm
some.
so
Let's
old.
hear a bar.
freestyle
Let's
about
hear
it.
a bar.
Make up a
No,
freestyle about women
You
cheating.
ain't
Something
gonna
for the
you
culture, huh?
Yeah.
something for the culture.
Leave some on the
Let's see.
show.
Let me
Some
see.
about women cheat codes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I can say cheat code, but
Okay.
I'm making cheese, and I'm known to keep a rack. To do it legally, I don't need to sell no crack. To have things, you really need to keep a stack. You never know. I might just pull up in a lack.
I like that. Fire.
Mama G a real one. Mama
And she
G
did
is
pull
on
up
that
in something
shit.
nice out there.
My tag, everybody knows my songs when I say, God damn it!
Yes.
That's your
I
catchline.
like
That's
that.
your shit.
So
Okay.
everybody hear that, they be, oh, shit.
Oh,
You know,
that's Mama G.
When they see me, the kids be like, hey, Mama G, God damn it!
Okay. I like that.
Man, well, it was a pleasure having a legend on the show.
Yes, it was a pleasure speaking with you.
You and